No. You're
What
right.
is
Or normally when I say how are you doing, it means that how are you or how are you going is all the same meaning.
okay, okay, but okay, I understand your question, but you turn what? Hi, Ami. What is it? I don't know.
How are you
Okay,
going? How are you going?
I am doing well. I'm doing well.
Right. So how are your job? You told me that you start your job this week.
No, 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 no. I will start working next Thursday or next Monday. Yeah, then now I'm still in my hometown. Yeah, and I'm gonna come back Ho Chi Minh tomorrow.
Right. I haven't noted that down because I remember. Yeah, it just stuck to my mind that you start your job this week. Okay.
I oh last week you told me you didn't update your schedule on the website, but you still update.
Yeah. So I updated day after that. Then I reshuffle again. So how you been doing? Just yeah. Anything else you want to discuss about?
Mm, I don't know. I don't know. Uh, mm, I have no idea how to say. I have no idea how to say. Mm, is is there anything that you wanna talk with me?
I have a few topic to talk with you, but normally I just want to explore your interests, and then we can talk about that about the thing that you interest in, rather than we jump to the topic that I want to talk about because from previous experience, your vocabulary is not that much. So I'd rather talk with a thing that you feel interest than the
Uh,
topic I want to talk about because it's not working. Have you find anything interesting in lately, or you just help your family renovate your house and
I
procrastinating?
from last week until now, yes, and I just stay at home. I just stay at home and have my father repair the rosette for my brother wedding. For my brother wedding,
Yep.
yes, yeah, yeah. That's all. That's all.
So what do you normally spending? What do you normally do with your free time, though?
Mm,
Out of curiosity.
my free time.
Yeah, what do you normally doing in your free time?
In my free time, I usually spend. I usually spend most of my free time um, on scrolling down social media like TikTok,
Hmm.
mostly TikTok uh, because TikTok has multiple information. Yes.
Right. From last week, have you found anything interesting in TikTok or social media that you want to talk about? Or you question about it or want to ask me about it?
Yeah.
That's annoying.
Okay.
So what have you been? You told me that you're watching on TikTok. What have you been watching?
Okay, let me understand your question. Okay, okay. My friend Maren is not working today. Okay. Mm, okay. Sorry, can you repeat your question, please?
Right. You told me that you have been watching TikTok recently.
Okay.
So, what have you been watching recently?
Recently, mm, I don't know. I don't know. I remember my content that I have been watching on my TikTok is uh is related to related to uh work information work information.
Okay. What information?
uh, uh I don't know. Chính sách thuế, the policy of Donald Trump tariff. The policy of Donald Trump tariff.
Okay, what's about that policy?
uh, um, uh, Donald Trump have imposed Donald Trump has imposed the tariff on 46, 46 country in the world.
Yeah.
46 country in the world. Even though that information have passed for a long time, but recently I don't know why uh, it it updated on my account on my account.
Right. So what do you think about it?
uh, ừm, I phải oh, that's a difficult topic. Okay.
That's right. I understand that. Just brief it to me. If you do not understand anything, just
Okay.
ask. Or if there is words that you don't know in English, just speak in Vietnamese and I'll re-explain it to you.
Okay. Or honestly, if you require me present to you in Vietnamese, and I don't know how to say it as well. You know, you get it.
Right. So basically tell me what you understand and ignore the thing that you do not understand. That would be fine. That work.
Ừm, uh, uh, your question is what?
Tell me with Donald Trump policy to tell me what thing that you understand and ignore the thing that you do not understand.
The
Are you,
thing that I understand, the thing that I understand,
not all of
right?
it, because if you talk about a whole policy, it's really hard to talk about it and require deep understand about it to
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
to explain it to me. So instead, just tell me the thing that you understand. So how many country that Donald Trump imposed tariff on? How many percentage he applying for each country? Just talk about in a surface. Do not dig it deep.
I, you mean this is a difficult topic, and you want me to explain what I understand about the Donald Trump policy, right?
Ok. Anh nói á, là cái topic này nó khó đúng không? Thì chỉ
Yeah,
nói những cái gì mà em biết thôi, những cái gì mà em không biết không cần giải thích. Ví dụ như
yeah.
anh nói là ví dụ như là Donald Trump. Không biết gì tariff tiếng Việt dịch ra là gì, quên bố nữa rồi.
Yeah.
Hình
Thế
như
quen, thế thuế quan anh ơi.
Không, thuế thuế quan nó có hai loại: thuế quan của nhà nước và thuế quan nước ngoài. Cái tariff á, là một phần là giống như cái thuế của nhà nước nó apply vô, nó áp dụng cho hàng hóa của nước ngoài để nó bảo vệ cái hàng hóa trong nước. Anh chỉ học cái từ này ở tiếng Anh thôi, anh chưa có học cái từ này ở tiếng Việt, cho nên anh không biết cái tariff dịch ra tiếng Việt là cái gì. Em hiểu em nói không?
Em hiểu.
Ok, cho nên thôi bỏ qua đó đi. Thì anh nói là em chỉ nói về những cái vấn đề nào mà em hiểu, những cái vấn đề này em biết, em không cần phải giải thích cho anh dông dài. Anh chỉ muốn em nghe những cái gì, em chỉ lặp lại những cái gì mà em nghe cho anh biết thôi.
Okay.
Ừ.
Okay, I will try to speak. I
Rồi,
will try to speak even though it's so challenging.
rồi.
Okay, my understanding about Donald Trump policy is that um, Donald Trump has imposed the tariff on over 100 countries in the world. 100 countries in the world. In that Vietnam, Vietnam get imposed by six or by 46%,
What is
46% on on a product, on a product. Yes, you know, on a
No,
product.
I believe Vietnam only be impose the tariff in a different right across the products. I think for product relate to farm product or agricultural product, you have about like maybe 10% or something. It's only for product like steel, you got massive amount of tariff, or solar panel, because with Trump, he know right away with solar panel, Vietnam do not produce those solar panel by themselves. China actually moved the solar panel, like they manufacture in China, and move it around to Vietnam. And from Vietnam, they send it directly to US for all other country to dodge the tariff. So that why the tariff rate that Trump applied to Vietnam, it varies across the products, not the same. What you're trying to say is every product being applied 49%, which is not correct.
Okay,
Did that
okay,
make any sense?
okay, okay. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm wrong.
No, it's just like you just have a discussion. It's not right or wrong. If you Because when you look on TikTok, it's a really quick platform. It's really hard for you to remember. So it's good. It might have some information stick to your brain, and you reply back to me. And then if I know something, I can re-explain it to you. Don't think it's wrong. And then because when you talk to me and you think that, oh, you're wrong, potentially you have a wall and you don't want to talk with me anymore. I don't want that. Just to tell what you think.
Okay, okay.
Hmm.
Mm, going back my story. Going
Yep.
back my story. Yes, and Donald Trump has Vietnam get imposed uh, by 60 or 46% on on some product, on some
Right.
product. Yeah, on some product. Yes, and in on a country in the world, in on a country in the world that get imposed by this policy, and China is China is the only country, is the only country by or the only country that get imposed with highest tariff price. Tariff price. I don't remember exactly. I don't remember exactly, but I remember that. I remember that 125%. 125%. Sao gì này? 125%, and um, maybe Donald Trump wanna cái gì trời? Donald Trump wanna nghe một the fuck. Donald Trump wanna let me find.
That's all right. Take time.
Cái gì hả? Okay. Donald Trump wanna reunite the world with China, with China, with China, with the purpose of làm xíu. Uh, with the purpose of weakening the China economy.
Right.
The China economy. But for China nowadays is not as poor as China rivers. China former China in the past. I mean I mean I mean I mean I mean I mean China is the highest is the second highest or second richest the second richest in the world after US. Yet and that's why China is not afraid of what US does.
Right.
Of what US does when Donald Trump applied the tariff on China. Instantly, China immediately respond to the US. They uh, uh, they apply for maybe on a product. They apply maybe for on a product of America product, and this make Donald Trump crazy. That make Donald Trump crazy. The government council in the US roughly organized the meeting and discuss that problem. And after that they decided to apply additional tariff on China. On China. That were were past like that. That were what like that. Uh, what like that. Uh, until 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 now until now. Uh, um, như sao? Um, but then but then um, um, but then uh, the government of US find this problem, find this issue uh, làm tổng this issue damage for their economy for their economy. uh, therefore therefore uh, therefore um, therefore it seems like they they contacted they contacted with the government in China and set up the negotiation set up the negotiation and discuss solution of the tariff for each other, and the final result uh, the final result China has still implemented by 10% of Donald Trump tariff. Oh, no. No, US US not China. US get still impose of 10% of Donald Trump of China tariff, and China China get imposed by 20 20% of Donald Trump tariff or the Donald Trump tariff, and I don't know why the China I don't know why the China uh, I don't know why the China is still uh, is still uh, is still the China had still the higher tariff than US. Maybe uh, maybe that's the policy that a policy that a policy uh, that the policy that the policy of US in the past. Yet, and my understanding is that is like that.
Hmm. Why? Now get back to the beginning. So you mentioned that Donald Trump won a weakened state or a weakened China compared to what it is now. From what you're saying China is really strong. Have you ever think of a state that Donald Trump want to make American better rather than focus on Donald Trump want to make China weaker? And why do you think they or Donald Trump want to apply tariff in the first place? And why do you think tariff is important? That
Okay,
maybe four or
okay.
five questions that really hard to answer yet.
Okay, I think um, những năm 2000, I think in 20 or in 2000, in 2000, China is the country, is the poor country, is the poor country in the world with uh, with the low economic in the world, low economic in the world. Uh, but after 20 years, after 20 years, after 20 years, GDP, GDP, China GDP has risen approximately 20
There's some sound in the
thousand.
background. Sorry to cut you off. There's some sound in the background. Was that somebody watching movie in the background?
Ah, no, no, no. Trời. Mm, because I live in the countryside. I live in the countryside. There is a radio. There is a radio near my house
Okay.
at nearly 5 p.m. Nearly 5 p.m. That audio uh, will release. Will release. Will make some noise like that.
It will be turned on automatically every 5 p.m. every day.
Every 5 p.m. Every 5 p.m.
Yep.
Yes.
Every day at 5 p.m. Yeah, that's a better way to
Yes.
phrase it. Yep. Okay. Now get back to your
5,
topic.
5 a.m. and 5 p.m. every day.
Shit, that annoying 5 a.m.
Yes,
Really?
I am. Yes.
How long is it last for? Jesus Christ, it's annoying as fuck.
Uh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember what time the radio class exactly. Maybe 5 minutes. Maybe 5 minutes.
Bloody hell. If it's next to
Maybe.
me, I'm gonna shoot that down. I'll destroy that radio. It's really annoying. Every 5 a.m. that one sound up, wake me up for no reason at all. For 5 minutes. Jeez. And what is it play anyway? It sound like a music or a short song.
Oh, it stopped. It stopped. it's. I
No,
don't know. I don't know.
no. You change it. You change it.
Okay. Okay.
So get back to your topic. Internet down. Bloody hell.
I will continue.
Yep.
Uh, yeah. And China, uh, GDP of China risen has risen have risen abruptly after 20 years. After 20 years, and because of that, US US afraid that US afraid that China will where is it? will overcome will overcome will overcome their economy will overcome their economy. Yet, and that's why Donald Trump had to uh, had to implement the tariff.
Oh boy.
money, yes, room export, yes, and uh, US know about that, yet, and that's why they decided to implement uh, tariff policy on product of China.
Why do you think China GDP increased so fast in a short period of time? Why that is the case?
Okay. Hmm. I think there are so many reasons that make China economy rise in a short period of time, like a period of time. Mm, the most important reason, I think that Chinese is good. Chinese is good. I mean, uh, the population of China is is what is 1 million, is 1 million four, 1 million, oh, 1 million,
Billion.
1 million,
Billion, not million. More than billion.
1 billion, 1 billion, and 400 million, 400 million, yes, and they purchase they purchase the high they purchase the high um, labor resources, the high labor resources labor resources. I
All right.
think
So you're saying that they have a higher labor resources. Jesus.
higher resources
Right.
labor resources. Chinese e-deletion, Chinese e-deletion, and they are willing to do. They are willing to do. They are willing to do to achieve what they want. To achieve what they want. Uh, uh, to achieve what they want. Um, to achieve what they want. Yes, and beside, uh, China, China has the advanced equipment, equipment, equipment with
I'm
the
telling
modern. I
I'm
mean, I
telling
mean,
you I'm telling you that bullshit. Just keep going on. I just need to finish. It's just my apologies. I have to jump. It's like, that's so bullshit. Anyway, I have to wait until you finish and then I'll tell you my version.
actually, I finished. I finished. I
I
finished.
knew right away when I spill that bean, you're gonna stop telling me. Okay, so this is the version from my perspective. No bashing Chinese, right? In my opinion, every race of humans are good. Each depend on the structure of the society that gonna make you weaker or make you stronger. American or the US, originally they have a really strong work ethic. That why they improve really fast. They by themselves outmaneuver Britain, Europe. Britain and Europe used to be one of the dominant country, or I'm not sure the word for that, but like they used to be the dominant force uh, before World War I, World War II, something like that. But American by themselves, they overcome all of that, and they have a lot of work ethic. It's just that the society and the policy that make the people weaker and weaker and weaker. So now, definition of poor people in America, you just being fat. That's it. Have you ever, in a million of years, thinking that poor people are fat? No. Poor people, normally your definition of poor people is you don't have food to eat. You die to death or you die starving. In America, when people look at you, you look fat, well, potentially you're poor because you eat a lot of unhealthy food. You do not pay attention to your health, and because you just government pay money and support you. If you can't work or you can't do anything, government will send money to support you. And that is one of the cases that you feel lazy and lazier to go to work. That's it. Before that, now the government is bad. You have to think of a way that you have to balance between the worker and the employer. There are a lot of background information. There are a lot of background policy that I have to skip because I don't have much of time. So now, if you are an employer in America, you have to pay attention to a lot of policy. You employ people full time. You have to pay tax. You have to pay for healthcare. You have to pay for mental health. If you fuck around with the employee, they're gonna fine you. They're gonna have a lawsuit and they're gonna fine you. There are a lot of cases. There was a case somewhere about 10 years, within 20 years, 10 years periods, there is a casual employee. They work in there for about 40 hours annually and she rock up late all the time. The company sack her, by all means, have a lot of reason to sack her. Sack her is like discharge her. Đuổi việc á.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she appealed to the courts along the lawsuit, and then the company lose to that case. Have to pay out for about $1 million or something. Think that. Now, think back to China. Do you think that's the case? No. The work environment in China is really poor. People jump to death all the time. And you don't have somebody to monitor about the healthcare of the worker. Pay rate will depend on the sector, but most of the time, factory employees do not have a lot of good system to take care of them. And government is go along with the employer. And most of the time, government is the top person who make the decision. Well, when you look in China right now, you think that the owner of a manufacturer, they have a call. No, they have the call until the government says so. You know Alibaba, Jack Ma, he talked about some shit about the government. Within a couple of weeks, gone. He's gone. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yep.
Let's say a little.
Yep, that makes sense. So in the US, a different case, like a lot of people. So the structure in the US is the US president being elected by people. So the amount of people that lazy or want to have a lot of welfare is always outweighs the amount of people that working hard or employer. Plus, etc., etc., etc. There are a lot of detail in there. I don't want to touch that. It's a really complicated topic. So now you compare that system and the system in China right now. System in China always have upper hand because it's a communism system, right? The government manages everything. Now they just release for the private sector easily to move around a little bit just to manage the economic sector going up for quite a bit. Okay, why China? So now go back to the topic. Why China improved really fast, right, in the last maybe 10 or 20 years? Because, as I said earlier, manufacture in the US become harder and harder and harder because of a lot of policy. They force the employer to pay attention to their employee. Okay, so now run business in China is fucking impossible. So they have to ship to somewhere else that have a cheaper layer, cheaper labor cost, don't have to pay attention to the environment, don't need to give a shit about policy, protect employee, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so China is one of the top list. Why is that? Because government actually support those companies going there. They actually give foreign country a lot of leeway with the policy, just coming here investing. So that is from the beginning. Over time, so when they build a manufacture industry in there, so when you build up industry manufacturing there, a lot of things will increase or being improved as the direct, not indirectly affected by that. For example, when if you pay attention now in Vietnam, let's say there's some investment from other company to the local area, you see that housing going up, people have job, people have money to spend, they buying food, money start to circulate within the economy. So everybody going up, people started buying house more, you can see more car, more, a lot of fancy good. Does that make any sense?
Okay.
If I'm not
That
making
makes
any
sense.
sense, if I'm not making any sense to you, ask, okay?
Okay, okay,
Yep,
okay.
this is kind of a hard topic. It's not an easy topic. Right. So when you improve something, improve people life standard, they also have infrastructure improve. So let's say that you have the undeveloped road, other word, đường đất đỏ. Cái lúc mà chưa có nhà máy đường đất đỏ rất nhiều, nhưng mà khi mà có nhà máy phát triển rồi thì đường tráng nhựa lên rồi, kiểu vận chuyển nó rất là dễ. When you have the developed infrastructure like that, transport going to improve, the cost going to be drive down. Let's say back in the day, you only have maybe one or two transport company, the price is really expensive. But when you have more companies started investing there, transport company gonna appear more. So you have more supply in the market. So when you have more supply in the market, normally it drives the cost down. Does that make any sense? Okay. So
Okay.
when you have a few companies go over there, so now a lot of manufacturer company in the US say, hey, they do that. So if I'm doing that, I make more profit. Fuck all the employee over here. Fuck all the employee in the US. Move it over here. I make more money, less responsibility. Okay. The consequence of that is when they ship over there, the manufacture of the US going down, and it's till the balance. Does that make any sense? Okay.
Okay.
And so now you look at in the middle of the picture, okay? So if you make stuff in the US, you have to pay a lot of shit. When you make stuff in China, you don't have to pay anything, okay? And then China move all that stuff, like you make shoe, clothes, whatever in China, import back to the US. Okay.
Okay.
Is it's just basically make cheaper over there, bring it over here. Cost nothing. It just costs for the transport, which is just nothing. So you enable for the government should in the beginning impose tariff on these products. Why is that? When you impose tariff on these products, it stop the employer within US economy move to China, make all of that stuff, bring it back here because now people in here back to square one. It's even worse. Now you lost all the manufactured job, and the government have to support the people. You lost all the money from manufacturers in the US earlier. Would that make any sense? So over
Okay.
time, it's make the US weaker and weaker, especially in the COVID periods. During COVID period, the US cannot make masks. They have to buy directly from China. And China just say, nope, I want to make masks for my country, but I'll block you. Fuck yourself. You see that? So that's a lot of dangerous there. So when you lose all of the manufacturing capacity, you can't do anything. Okay, and you ship all of your shit to your enemy to make them. So now iPhone or a lot of technology being made in China. So you let the enemy manufacture your phone over there. You never know. They could potentially put a lot of backdoor in the phone, ship back to US, and then they use and then they collect data, pull out a lot of information. Sometime what it was classified document. So they steal a lot of that stuff. Also now, when the US bring a lot of stuff over there in China, China have now because they getting bigger and bigger and bigger, they have more leverage in the negotiation table. And now they're saying that okay, if US company want to invest in China, they have to let the government own about 30% of the company share. When they own about 30% of the company share, they can go into the company, look for classified document or how the manufacturer stuff, what is the technology that company have, and then China just take it away. So that where they rise really fast, or the technology in China rise incredibly fast in the last 10 or 20 years because they stealing the products from developed country. And developed country, well, not basically developed country, all the manufacturer in the developed country and the government doing nothing. So that's why Trump imposed tariff to China. He do not care about China at all. To be well, in my opinion, he do not care about China. He just care about that the USA become weaker and weaker and weaker. Does that make any
Okay.
sense? Okay. So you have to
Okay.
impose tariff to bring a lot of manufacturing job back to the US. So when you bring manufacture back to the US, so there are a lot of beneficial in there. So as I said earlier, when you bring manufacturing there, people are going to have more jobs, people are going to spend more money, restaurant going to pops up, infrastructure going up, everything going up. Is the money flow within the circle, within the economy. So if you move manufacture to overseas, that money's gone because you have again, I don't want to bash stupid people, okay? We as a human haven't what it was haven't changed. Yeah, just use that word to make it easier. Haven't changed in the last 1,000 or 20 or 2,000 years. We haven't changed. We just stay the same. And humans are the only species that do not, well, sometimes take care of the weak. Sometimes take care of the weaker people, right? So in US, not all people born the same. There's smart people, there's stupid people. But the end goal is you want all of them to go to work. So some people good with IT, some people good at working at the manufacturer, some people good at working at a bakery. Okay, so manufacture is one of the core important thing that keep all of that floating and keep people employed. Because if you're not employing and then you just receive money from the government, you lose your purpose of living, and you just become a burden of the society. If that makes any sense to you.
Okay, I understand a little bit. Understand a little bit.
Okay.
Not really. Not really.
Yep.
Not really.
So just reflect back to you that we human at a race, we are all smart. It's just we smart in different area, and due to our environment, we shape in a different way. A lot of the time, a lot of people keep saying that a lot smart people or people become smart or dumb due to genetic. I don't believe that. I heavily believe that your environment affect how you how you think, how you behave, and how you organize your shit. So this is a hard topic, but okay. Is there any part that you do not understand that you want me to re-explain it to you?
Mm,
Don't tell me all of it.
oh, you say a lot of detail. You say a lot of detail. You say so many detail that I cannot remember. That I cannot remember exactly. Uh, uh, even though I don't understand totally, but I see you have a, a good knowledge. You have a good knowledge, right?
No, I don't want to be thinking of good knowledge. I just want to share my opinion to you. But let's say if you have a different opinion, I want to hear that.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. Sometimes I may be right and I may be wrong. And you never know.
I think you're right. I think you're right. I think
It
you're
depends.
right because I think
It
you're
depends.
right. I
Okay.
find.
Anyway, let's just focus on the thing that you understand and the thing that you do not understand. Okay. Forget about I'm right or not. So, is there anything that you do not understand and want me to re-explain it, or anything that make you feel interested that you want to ask more detail into it?
Mm, there is some. Oh, there is a paragraph. There is a paragraph that I don't understand what you say.
Yep.
Uh, it comes. Uh, I don't know how to explain to you.
You can speak in Vietnamese. That's right.
Ờ, hồi nãy anh nói cái đoạn gì mà nó chế tạo gì đó em nghe không có rõ cái đoạn đó lắm.
Ủa, có nói gì chế tạo gì ta? Nãy giờ anh đâu có nói gì chế tạo gì đâu.
Không mà cái đoạn anh nói gì manufacturer từ lưa hết ấy.
Trời ơi, nãy giờ nguyên một đoạn văn cái nào nó cũng dính đến manufacturing đúng không? Cái khúc nào? Em nhớ cái khúc nào nói cái khúc nào?
Cái khúc mà như làm hàng giá rẻ ở bên Trung Quốc hay sao ấy, rồi ở bên Mỹ
Ừ.
thì nó không có làm hàng giá rẻ bằng bên Trung Quốc, hình như cái khúc đó hay sao?
Thì anh nói là tại vì Trung Quốc nó sản xuất hàng giá rẻ là tại vì những cái thằng đầu tư hoặc là những nhà mà chủ sở hữu của Mỹ á, nó chuyển qua sản xuất nó đâu cần phải chú ý tới môi trường, nó đâu có cần phải trả tiền benefit gì cho nhân công giống như trả bên Mỹ đâu, đúng không?
Yeah,
Giá Trung Quốc rẻ bèo á, thì lý do tại sao hàng Trung Quốc giá rẻ, lý do hàng Trung Quốc giá rẻ là tại vì nó không có cần phải trả những cái chi phí đó thôi. Còn sản xuất
yeah,
ở bên Mỹ em phải trả rất là nhiều chi phí nè, tiền full time, tiền nhân công nè, rồi tiền thuế nè, rồi tiền super cho nhân viên nè, rồi thuế má cho chính phủ nữa, tiền thuế ở chính phủ rất là cao, hình như anh nhớ corporate em trả tới gần 30% profit rồi.
yeah,
Nhưng mà em làm ở bên Trung Quốc nó được giá ưu đãi rất là nhiều. đúng không?
Ủa
Với
nhưng mà
lại
nếu như không trả cho nhân công của Trung Quốc thì làm sao họ sống hay là làm sao
nhưng
họ
mà
làm việc?
em trả cái tiền nhân công cho Trung Quốc nó rẻ hơn nhiều so với trả nhân công cho Mỹ. Thí dụ như bây giờ ở bên Úc đi, thí dụ như anh đi, bây giờ em trả bèo lắm, cái lương tối thiểu của một người nhân công ở Úc á là hết gần 50 mấy ngàn rồi. Mà cái đó là em chưa kể tiền em phải trả tiền super nè, rồi em phải trả tiền mấy cái health benefit, rồi em phải trả thêm tiền thuế cho chính phủ nữa. Cái tiền đó ở
Yeah,
Việt Nam đâu có nhiêu đâu, tại thuế ở Việt Nam theo anh nhớ là tính thuế nó không có mắc,
yeah,
đâu có thuế đâu. Còn bên đây á, khi mà em bán ra tất cả trừ hết mọi thứ, có gross profit đó rồi cái gì? Không, quên tính net profit chứ. Thuế là nó tính trên net profit của em chứ nó không tính trên gross profit. Là khi mà em bán xong hết tất cả mọi thứ nó quất cho em 70% nữa. Nếu mà em là chủ nó quất em thêm ở lộn 30% nữa. Tùy theo cái sale nha, có thể là nếu mà em là scale nhỏ là nó đánh em 25%. Nếu mà scale của em lớn là tính đánh em 30%. Còn Việt Nam đâu đánh em thuế nặng gì đâu, đúng không?
yeah, yeah,
Đó, thì lý do tại sao giá nó rẻ là tại vì như vậy đó. Nhưng mà khi một cái công ty sản xuất ở bên Mỹ nó chuyển qua ở Trung Quốc, nó thấy nó làm vậy được, nó lời hơn nhiều. Rồi khi mà em sản xuất, tụi nó sản xuất ở Trung Quốc gì, nó nhập ngược về lại Mỹ, nó đâu có trả tiền thuế gì đâu, đúng không?
yeah,
Thì lý do tại sao giá rẻ là tại vì giá rẻ là tại vì nhân công rẻ thôi, chứ đâu có phải là công nghệ mẹ gì, đúng không?
yeah,
Đúng không? Thì có phải nó có phải nó làm vậy là nó tự hại dân nó không? Thì dân nó bầu ra ok mày phải có policy này, có phải luật này bảo vệ người lao động, làm phải tối thiểu nhiêu đây, không được tăng ca làm mày phải trả thêm gấp đôi, gấp ba, gấp năm, nghỉ lễ phải cho nghỉ, rồi cho thêm lương nghỉ lễ nữa. Trung Quốc đâu có, đúng không?
yeah,
Đúng không? Khi mà em dời một cái nhà máy qua thì em chỉ nhìn trước mắt là chỉ có cái nhà máy nó dời đi thôi, em không ảnh hưởng gì. Nhưng mà cái ảnh hưởng rất là sâu á, là khi mà em dời nhà máy đi, người dân bên đây người ta thất nghiệp. Khi mà thất nghiệp á, nó chỉ có tiền của chính phủ. Khi mà tiền chính phủ cho là cho giới hạn, chứ nó không phải là cho em xài nhiều. Thì giới hạn là em chỉ mua những cái thứ mà rẻ tiền em đủ để em ăn thôi. Thì khi mà người ta không có đủ tiền, người ta xài ít lại thì những cái shop lân cận á, nó không có phát triển nữa. Thì không có tiền thì không có mua bánh mì, không có ra ngoài nhà hàng ăn, không có mua xe, không mua cộ. Thì cái local economic á, là cái kinh tế ở nội địa á, nó bị mất cái dòng tiền chảy ở trong đó. Cái dòng tiền, ví dụ như em có 1 triệu đó đi, thì trên giấy tờ á, thì 1 triệu đó không làm gì hết trơn á, nhưng mà nếu mà cái 1 triệu đó nằm ở bên đây, nó chạy vòng vòng ở trong cái kinh tế của Mỹ á, thì nó sẽ tốt hơn, nó sẽ làm mọi thứ phát triển trở lên. Nhưng mà cái 1 triệu nó chuyển qua bên đây thì cái tụi bên này nó hưởng, tụi bên Trung Quốc nó hưởng hết trơn rồi, đúng không? Thì một nhà máy chuyển qua thì nó ảnh hưởng ít, ví dụ như mà bây giờ ở tất cả các nhà máy của Mỹ là chuyển qua Trung Quốc hết trơn rồi. Mà khi mà nhà máy chuyển qua bên đó, khi mà nhà máy chuyển qua đó Trung đó là có nhiều thứ, thì em bên Trung Quốc nó phát triển đường lên, đúng không? Em vận tải phát triển, nhà cửa phát triển, mọi thứ để nó làm sao cho sản xuất càng ngày càng hiệu quả, giá nó càng ngày nó càng thấp hơn nữa, lần Mỹ nó càng ngày càng chết, đúng không?
yeah,
Thì bởi vậy đó là lý do tại sao á, cái tariff này nó ra lâu rồi nhưng mà chính phủ Mỹ nó không có áp dụng vô. Cái tariff nó cực kỳ quan trọng. Khi mà cái tụi này nó chuyển qua bên đây, nó sản xuất xong nó nhập về giá rẻ, mà giá em cứ suy nghĩ đi, cũng cũng một cái áo, đúng không? Mà cái thằng sản xuất ở Mỹ nó gánh bao nhiêu là thuế, gần 20 thứ thuế. Nó sản xuất ở bên Trung Quốc nó đâu gánh thuế mẹ đâu, nó chỉ trả tiền ví dụ ship đi ship lại chuyển qua đây. Bên này em sản xuất trong nước, em bảo vệ người lao động trong nước, em bảo vệ cái nguồn thu nhập trong nước, mà em bán ra giá nó mắc hơn gấp 20 lần so với cái áo của thằng Trung Quốc, thì cái thằng trong nước là chết là phải rồi. Bởi vậy nó mới ra cái tariff nó đập lên cho 100 mấy phần trăm, cho nó tăng cái giá của cái áo của Trung Quốc lên, nó gần bằng hoặc là nó có thể là cao hơn so với cái áo bán ra của cái hàng sản xuất nội địa, đúng không?
yeah,
Thì ông nói nếu mày không muốn trả tariff, mày sản xuất ở Mỹ đi, mày khỏi phải trả tariff, hợp lý quá gì nữa, đúng không?
yeah,
Giống hồi Covid á, khi mà Covid nó đập một cái Mỹ không sản xuất khẩu trang được,
yeah.
tính lấy hàng Trung Quốc chặn, không, tao phải cấp cho dân của tao trước đã, đéo mày biến đi. Chết, chết chưa, thấy chết dở chưa, chết dở chưa? Chết liền, đúng không?
Yeah.
Đó vậy thôi. Chứ anh không có nghĩ là ổng quan tâm Trung Quốc yếu hay mạnh bà vậy đâu. Nó chỉ kiểu là tại vì Mỹ bây giờ nó yếu quá rồi. Tại vì anh nghĩ á, lý do tại sao ổng làm gì là tại vì á, có nhiều cái chết là vậy nè, có nhiều cái chết mà em không, cái này là nói như công ty đi, có nhiều công ty nó chết một cách từ từ giải thích là cái bập vậy nè, đúng không? Thì tại vì ổng là một trong những người tỷ phú, và ổng, anh nghĩ là ổng quan tâm cho gia đình của ổng, hoặc là sắp tới ổng thấy á, là nếu mà cái tình hình nó cứ tiếp tục như vậy á, là Mỹ sẽ đi luôn. Nó giống như
Yeah.
thì noi gương theo Anh với châu Âu vậy á, nó đi luôn. Mà
Yeah.
làm gì thì sao, ảnh hưởng tới gia đình của ổng, con của ổng, thì anh nghĩ là ổng làm cho gia đình của ổng nữa.
Yeah.
That's what I think, in my opinion. Đúng hay không thì anh không biết, nhưng mà anh nghĩ là cái tariff nó rất là quan trọng.
Yeah.
Ừ.
Thế giải thích cuốn hút quá.
Hả?
Thế giải thích cuốn hút quá. You're professional.
Không, anh không có professional, anh làm bên xây dựng, không liên quan gì á. Tại anh nghe podcast và đọc sách nhiều thì kiểu phân tích nó, với lại anh cũng nghe người ta giải thích thôi à. Sau này anh cũng học từ người ta thôi, chứ cũng anh không có tự suy nghĩ ra mấy cái này đâu. Ừ. Ok, 8 giờ rồi, bye bye.
Okay.
Còn muốn hỏi gì nữa không, có cái gì không hiểu nữa không trước khi anh tắt record?
Okay. By the way, the final question. Can you explain to me between gross salary and net salary?
Well, cross salary is no cross. I think I mentioned about cross profit and net profit.
Huh?
Okay, so let's say cross profit is when you sell out a product. The product costs about $500. You sell that out, you got about 500 to your bank. That called gross profit. Okay, net profit, now you break down, is the cost to produce that product. So let's say I have a chair, I sell it for $500, but in able to make the chairs, I need to spend for $20 for labor, $40 for material bill, $20 for the tool to assemble the chair together, maybe another couple more things like transport, advertise, marketing, etc. And combine all of that, it costs about $400 to make the chair and then send to the customer. Right, so now you sell the chair for $500, and the cost to make that chair and send to the customer costs about $400. You use $500, deduct $400, you have $100. So that is called net profit. So your profit, that make any sense? You want to explain in Vietnamese?
Yes,
Okay.
it's better.
Bây giờ em bán cái ghế đúng không? Cái ghế đó 500. Em chưa có tính tiền vốn, tiền vận chuyển, đồ này nọ hết. Ok, em bán cái ghế 500, khách mua 500, bỏ túi 500. Gross profit. Ok. Rồi, bây giờ mình tính tới cái tiền mà sản xuất cái ghế, thì muốn làm cái ghế này em phải mua nguyên vật liệu nè, rồi đồ dùng để lắp ráp cái ghế nè, tiền nhân công nè, tiền marketing nè, tiền vận chuyển nè. Tất cả cái tiền nó chụm lại hết $400. Đúng không? Thì $500 là tiền bán được cái ghế, $400 là tiền sản xuất cái ghế ra, thì 500 trừ 400 còn 100. Thì cái này là tiền lời của em bỏ túi, thì cái này gọi là net profit. Đó, tức là cái tiền lời sau khi trừ hết tất cả các chi phí để sản xuất cái ghế và đưa tới khách hàng. Đó, nó là chi phí sản xuất đó. Thì em có cái net profit là $100. Đó là cái sự khác biệt giữa gross profit với net profit.
Ok.
Rồi còn tại vì cái net income với gross income nó còn khác nữa, cho nên nãy giờ anh đâu có nói net income gì đâu. That's different thing.
Ok, I live.
Okay. All good?
Okay, I'm good.
Okay. All right, I'll see you next time.